weighing in fights and films.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to Weighing In Fights and Films. I'm Jenny Rose. I'm here with my cousin and co-host,
Brett the Threat.
Today we are weighing in on Hidden Figures. It stars Taraji. I always ask him, he never knows.
Why can we never get this right?
So this story, it's based on a true story about 3 African-American women working in the beginning of NASA before we landed on the moon, with John Glenn going into orbit, that time period. And it goes through what they faced in their work environment against race and gender in a male-dominated and white-dominated atmosphere.
I absolutely love this movie. I thought I loved how like the struggles, not only once they get over certain like racial barriers, now they're stuck because they're a woman.
I agree on that. I have an aerospace engineering degree, and it's nowadays, so it's not the same time period that they faced. Mm-hmm. But even nowadays, in my degree, I still remember in one of my classes, a guy looking over at me and going, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Why aren't you in like an arts degree or a business degree?" You should
have given him an overhand right and just.
Well, that was when I was doing Taekwondo, not MMA. But that's still nowadays. And then, little tidbit though, I graduated aerospace engineering magna cum laude, and he did not. So,
revenge is mine.
No, I absolutely love this movie. I think this is a movie that every woman and girl should see. And again, I like that they showed both the racial side of it and the gender side of it.
Yep.
And that also there were people out there that did not give a damn what your gender or what your color was. They wanted results, like her boss.
Right.
And they showed that like when she like her boss, I think he didn't even know.
Right. She had to open his eyes to it.
Yeah. It wasn't even because his thought was completely on getting into orbit.
Yeah, he's a typical nerd. All I can think about was numbers.
Hey. Oh, and there's also Jim Parsons in this as Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. And if you watch the movie with that in mind, it's kind of really funny to think of Sheldon saying these lines. But
yeah, his character's a little different in this.
It's different though. It is different.
But the movie, it's so good that you actually feel angry toward how mistreated that they're getting.
I love this movie. I think every woman should see this. I think everyone should show their daughters. I want my niece to watch this.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved this movie.
I think I know what you're going to weigh in on.
Yeah, and it's close to home too. Like I said, with my engineering degree, and I faced some of that. I had a professor, also another little anecdotal bit here, is I had a professor fail me on a test because I did my math differently than him. It was all correct math. I got the right answer. Nothing was wrong on my paper.
And you think he was biased against you just because you were a woman?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, and that was one of my grad courses.
Even today.
Yeah, and these are things that stick with you when you get treated that way. So yeah, I don't know the racial side of this from personal, but I do know the gender part. So this movie did hit home a little with me in terms of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what'd you weigh in on?
Oh, I gave this 5 punches.
This
was a knockout for me. This movie, I mean, I would watch it again. Like I said, I recommend it to every female out there, and especially your young girls, because I want them to.
I will show my girls this movie. Absolutely. Yeah. I give it 5 punches as well. I think it is a knockout. Every Oscar that it's nominated for, I hope it wins.
It's up against La La Land though, which I think people need to get their head out of La La Land and up into orbit.
Ha! Look at that! That's what we're ending on. Well, that's how we weighed in on Hidden Figures. If you saw the movie, tell us what you thought of it, and don't forget to support Jenny Rose's MMA fight career. And
you can support this podcast, Weighing In Fights and Films, by buying merchandise. We have a link for that below, and you can watch more other films.
Yes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.